Next up here will be a video of SPY, just a short little recap here. My previous video for this on Friday did not publish for some reason, which kind of irritates me. It was a very beautiful setup here to go ahead and take long. We had an indecision candle, an inside candle here on Friday, completely inside of this huge hammer candles day. First of all, this hammer candle told me there was a tremendous amount of bullishness. This candle told me that they may not have had the strength necessary, and some bears were actually trying to take a piece of price action and push it down. So we had both trading parties on in that day, and one of the two we're going to have to cover and basically get screwed. So anyways, what happens on this kind of day is you'll have the shorts with their stops just above 239.5 and the longs with their stops below 238.5 roughly. And with all this other support down here below, it's not as likely the price would actually come down. So the result is the price action we had today. SPY doesn't necessarily trend on a whole day intraday anyways, so this early morning price action was pretty much all that we got, but that's a tremendous move. I mean, it went up a whole $1 on the morning and definitely forced some shorts to cover. The volume on the open wasn't great, so that may be a little concerning. However, as you can see, it did continue to push up higher. Now, dark pools and the block trades continue to move up. We've now got some prints around 240.20, 240.30 roughly. I think it was about 4 million shares total today, late prints. So that will be the next level to keep in mind, which is essentially this exact high up here. Now, they may have taken place at this level. They may have taken place here, or anywhere where it has touched at that point. That was likely someone shorting versus this other high. So if we do get another push up, that short position will need to be covered. So I can assume that's going to be another 4 million shares. It has to be bought in at some point, unless they continue to absorb this buying and just try to short the market. An interesting setup here on the actual daily chart. We've got an inverted head and shoulders. You got a shoulder here, head, shoulder. And now with the inverted head and shoulders, just like a head and shoulders pattern, you do have a measured move. This measured move can be taken from the neckline, which essentially would be up here around, I'll make the numbers nice and round, of 240. Go ahead and draw some lines on here. You got, call it 240 to 230, 232, excuse me. Call it about a $2, an $8 range right there. So what that says is the measured move is about $8 above this 240.31. So a measured move could potentially go up to around 248. The question is when, how fast, and where do I enter for that kind of move to carry on. Today's volume was a little bit higher than a couple of the previous days before, however, not overly exaggerated in reference to the previous trading days, all the way back a couple of months. Actually, the past few days we've had fairly low volume, so that can be a little concerning. Patterns don't necessarily always play out. Head and shoulders patterns kind of are 50-50 kind of play, and you just have to wait for a confirmation. As I've said in some of my other videos, this could be a potential breakout, and if it is a breakout, your stop will have to be, my stop will have to be just below this level. I'm going to give it a little bit more room, as it looks like the bears tried to push it down to here around 239.90, and I'm going to go ahead and throw some levels on here that I'll be looking for going forward. Any kind of move up, I'll have a stop loss just below there, which essentially is about 1/3 of whatever delta on my options. I don't really trade SPY with commons at all. I will be looking for a long over 240.30, and because we did break above this previous high, it tells me there's not as much strength as there could have been, and it's much more likely to continue higher than to actually reverse. But we did have a big move up, so there could be some consolidation, which would be perfectly fine. Consolidation at highs is actually a very bullish move, so I'll keep that in mind and keep looking forward. Any kind of trigger here, we'll be looking for a move up to the next round number of 241. And I do like that range is set up on the end of the day there, so that's going to be my plan looking forward. Let's see if the market can continue to make new highs.